Hanging out in the gorgeous studios, downtown Nashville, and the first official guest we've ever had in this studio, which is adjacent to Jason Aldean's Kitchen and Rooftop Bar. Are you hungry? We have a menu.
I smelled fries when I went out there.
Carly Pearce is here, y'all.
Hello.
We got a studio audience. Yeah, there we go. So, for real, legit, I have a menu.
Oh my gosh, I ate before I came. I'm the loser. I didn't know there was going to be food here. I've never eaten. I need to judge Jason's food. Jason, if you're listening.
So we talked to him last week, and they're like his mom's peach cobbler recipe is the peach cobbler.
No way.
Yeah.
So, I love him.
Now you know.
I really do.
We were just talking before I hit record, and I'm like, this is good. Let's talk. How weird is it to go from, there's these things called radio tours where people don't know your music, people don't know your name yet, and you're like in 3 cities a day. How weird is it to go from that to like, hi, I have award nominations, I have a number one songs. How weird is that? And that's really in just the last 3 years?
Yeah. I mean, weird. I feel like if you know anything about me, you see that I continue to be quite shocked by it all, but in the best way possible. But it's crazy. I mean, these are lifelong dreams, and you get a record deal, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is so exciting. And then you go, well, are people going to resonate with what I do? And just to see that, people seem to like what I do makes me really happy.
Because you're damn good at what you do.
Thank you.
And it's just gotten better over time. We something that Tay and I here on the Big 98 put together, and really this was her idea. What do we have an official name? Instatel.
Ooh.
That name may change, so just roll with it.
Okay, I like it.
But we go to your Instagram and we take a picture, and you tell us about it.
Oh Lord.
I know this is great, right? Because she has no clue what this is going to be. So there is this guy. No, I'm kidding. It's Lee Brice. It's Lee Brice. Calm down.
What?
But you're a.
No.
The caption is when you offer Lee Brice a little gloss after his CMA Fest set. So tell us a little bit about what happened here and how did he react and what happened before and after the picture.
So this is like we laugh about this because honestly, this was one of my really awkward moments as just an artist that's like a fan. I was a total fan of Lee's. I'm pretty sure this was like the day after I won the Breakthrough Video of the Year for Every Little Thing at the CMT Awards. So I was like,
I love how you breezed through that. You're like, yeah, I won a CMT.
But I'm about to say, like, I was fresh off the turnip truck. Like, still like, oh my God, it's Lee Brice. And I really have always loved Lee. And so he was backstage watching somebody that was playing before me. And he just walked by and I was like, hey, Lee. And we were talking for a second, and I was like, ooh, you need some lip gloss. And my photographer just got the photo.
Oh, that's great.
So just to think about everything, so I showed him that photo, and he remembers it too. He was like, yeah, that was kind of weird. And I was like, I know, I'm weird. You figured this out.
And judging by the timing on that picture, this was before you guys were working together, right?
This was like 2 years before I approached him for I Hope You're Happy Now. So to me, it's like this moment where it was like God showing me something in the future of like, you and Lee, you're going to have a moment of like something awesome. I don't know. I thought it was really cool. So yeah, it's just me being weird, but it ended up being cool.
Well, it turned out later, what you need to do is get that printed and signed by Lee.
I do.
In that shade of lip gloss.
I know,
That's
right?
the autograph.
Need to just get him that lip gloss. It'll be good.
You have a guy out on the West who's going to get a shout out here by the name of Bill Lubitz. He works behind the scenes on the label side. World-class human being. And there are songs you get. Sometimes you get songs played in like shady situations, right? so him and I went to like this dive bar in Vegas, and he's like, oh, and then I'm gonna play you this song or whatever. So like, I get in his truck afterwards.
Super
Sounds
awkward.
weird, right?
Yeah.
And he goes, all right, I got this new Carly record I want to play you, and Chris could tell you this kind of thing happens a million times. You plug your phone into a radio programmer's car and they play a song, but like you remember some of those way more than others. And that song, right when I heard it, I was like, will you send it to me so I can listen to it as much as I want, even though it's not out yet, and play it for my wife and my daughter, who we already talked about is obsessed. I'm not going to answer if he sent that to me or not because like one of his superiors are here. But that was such a good song. But originally Lee was not a part of the song. How did you getting Lee on the song work? Like, do you hey, text him, or do you have to label goes to his label, goes to Lee goes? How does that whole getting somebody on a song work?
Well, I wrote it with Luke Combs,
Yeah.
and he sang the demo with me. And so everybody like on my team, I work really closely like with my radio team, with my management, with Scott Borchetta. Like it's a collaborative effort when we're going for singles, and I really listen to those people. So we all had this demo with Luke on it, and we knew that it was special, but we also equally knew that like we had to find the right voice, because this song needed somebody with range, somebody with grit to their voice, and somebody super country. Well, that takes out a lot of people. Like, you have to really be able to like hit these crazy notes.
Yeah.
And we were going through, and I just like knew it was Lee, but I didn't know Lee. Like, I'd played shows with Lee. I'd awkwardly handed him lip gloss. Like, I clearly was not the right person to go to Lee. And so my manager hit his manager up and was just like, hey. And I thought, hopefully we hear from him in like a few days. 30 minutes later, they were like, he's in. He loves it. And 3 days later, he was like recording it on his bus.
Do you make the ask, or are you like, here's what the song already sounds like? Do you think you're interested?
We sent him the Luke version.
Okay.
And he loved it. And what's interesting is we actually had to go through 2 rounds of him singing this song. And the first time, he sang it like Luke. And I totally get that. As a singer, if you're being sent a song to be a feature on it and they already have a vocal on it, you sing it like that.
Yeah.
And it wasn't right. And I remember this moment of like being on the road and realizing Lee was going to call me, and I'm going to have to tell him that I need him to re-sing this. Like, one of the best singers in our format. Hey, Lee, you need to like re-sing the whole thing. It's not right.
He's like, this girl been around 3 years.
Thank you.
Dude, can y'all believe this?
Literally, I was like, it could go that way. And I remember I took my bass player with me. We were on the road. We were in Michigan. And he was like, you have to call him. We went to Starbucks. I got ready. I was like, all
What's
right.
your Starbucks drink?
Just like iced coffee with tons of cream. So pretty much just like
Okay.
a little coffee with my cream.
Okay.
Sugar. So I like was jacked on cream and sugar, and I was like, all right, here I go. So I call him, I'm like, and he's like, hey, mama. He calls all girls mama. And he's like, hey, mama. And I said, hi, Lee. He's like, I heard that you need a few things fixed on the track. And I was like, a few things?
How do you say that?
So I was like, hey, yeah, I do, but I actually need you to re-sing the whole thing. And he was like, okay. And I said, let me tell you why. And I was like, I totally get why you sang this like this, but I wanted you for this song because I want you to do the Lee thing. And he's so humble, and he was like, I don't really know. And I just cut him off. And I was like, you know what I'm talking about. Go do the Lee thing. And he was that could have been the moment that ended him doing the song. Like, well, screw you. I'm not going to go back and re-sing it.
Oh, yeah.
And he did. And it was in that moment that like it shifted from like him portraying, you know, just the vocal of Luke to holy crap. Like, he did things on that song that like not even Luke did. Like, Luke didn't do it. He did it. I mean, it was crazy.
Is it weird now? So now it's like Luke as a writer, Lee as a voice on there. Now we're talking nominations at the CMA Awards. What does a nomination mean to you? Because you've had them, right? And you've had wins, but like, what the CMA nomination bigger than others? Or?
Yes. It's the biggest to me. It's the biggest. And I'm not knocking anything else, but just for me, like
bigger
that,
than a Grammy.
I mean, to me,
Can
probably.
I tell you, Grammy, like in my chair, like my only musical skill, and I say this is like if I had a pull string, it'd be one of the 9 phrases. My only musical skill is hitting the play button on your song. Like, that's where my skill starts and ends, okay? And I don't even do that very well. There's people you can ask. But Grammy doesn't feel as big as CMA to me, because CMA and ACM from my chair are like this.
Yeah.
That like the pinnacle, like the top of country music.
Yeah, and like I think everybody knows I want to be a country purist. So to me, to be recognized in our format as somebody that's worthy of those. So yeah, when I realized that this year I have 4, it is, and especially, you know, this is my story. I Hope You're Happy Now is my story of apologizing to somebody. It clearly doesn't paint me in a very nice picture, which as a female, you kind of get scared to be the bad guy. But I was like, you know what? It's real. It's the truth.
Yeah.
And just, you know, I approached Luke to write together. Just the whole thing. It means everything. And honestly, also to be recognized just solely as a songwriter for Song of the Year means a lot to me, because I want people to view me as a songwriter just as much as they do an artist.
Well, it's massive because anybody, and I don't mean anybody, right? But like anybody can sing a song you hand them. But to like write and have it, to write a song is one thing, but then for it to gain enough of a following and people get passionate enough to the point where you're standing on a stage, you know, nominated with some of the biggest songs of the year.
It's weird. It's weird. And, you know, I lived every word of this song, so then it takes it into such a weirder place for me. But, you know, I think that watching what Every Little Thing did for me, watching what I Hope You're Happy Now did for me, I think fans can tell when it's like completely authentic truth to me.
Yeah.
And I just want to lean harder into that because I think that's just really amazing. And what's so funny is I always thought like being vulnerable was a bad thing, but what they do for me is like what, you know, fans are always like, oh, I can totally relate to this. Like you make me feel like it's okay. And in reality, they're doing the exact same thing for me.
And it's funny too because when you hear the title and I can't take myself back to like the very moment, but there's a point in the song where you go, oh, I get it, right? When you write it, like, was that the intention or did it just play out like that? Because literally you hear and you're like, oh, wow, that's messed up.
You know, I went in telling what I had just lived, and Luke had the idea of us both writing I Hope You're Happy Now from two different places. And I will stand on that forever that he did that. That was his idea. And immediately he just started, I've never had anybody do this, but he just like started playing the groove. We had nothing except the title and like the concept. And he was like, sing what you feel. And I was like, okay. So
Good thing you weren't hungry.
I know. I was like, oh my God, okay. So he started playing it, and this has never happened to me, but I think it was meant to be. Like the entire first verse just fell out of my mouth, the melody and everything. And they were like, okay. And I was like, I guess I needed to say that.
You're like, did I do that right?
Yeah, it was kind of like, that can't be that good. And, you know, just the twist. Like, sometimes hearts don't break even, and that's what I've always said, and I think that's what's so awesome. Such a simple, I remember he was like, I Hope You're Happy Now, I have that title, and I was kind of like, but why would we write that? And then the flip, I was like, got it, let's do it.
Is there a way that, and I want to get back to the nominations in a second, but is there a way that story transitions or like is part two with the new single, Next Girl?
I mean, I think sonically, yes. I think,
like if you flipped a coin, it landed on the other side. Now,
I mean,
sure,
right? Maybe. I don't know.
She's like,
I don't know.
My song, your story, bro.
Hey, listen. It's listener's choice to figure out if that's anything.
Choose Your Own Adventure.
Yeah, it's fine.
God, that's the album. Choose Your Own Adventure. We just came up with an album title.
Choose Your Own Adventure.
At 1:19 on the 22nd. What are album plans?
It's a great question. I think we're kind of in the midst of figuring that out.
People love the single thing right now. Like that's something that Blake has done too. Is just kind of like, got a great song here. When's the album come?
I mean, I wish I could have Blake's status of releasing singles and it being all right. I'm in the process of writing. Obviously, like I had to close a chapter in my life with Busby. My producer, for those of you who don't know, passed away from brain cancer.
Yeah.
And I put out this album in February, and quite honestly, on every level, I just didn't identify with it anymore.
Yeah.
And just found myself in quarantine, like really realizing sonically what I Hope You're Happy Now was doing for me, which was really showing people like, I grew up on 90s country. I want to be a country music artist. When I think of the future, it's Grand Ole Opry member, CMA award winner, ACM award winner, like Country Music Hall of Fame. Like that's what I want. And I felt like this was the moment that I needed to make sure that whatever music I stepped into next really fit that. And so I'm in the process of writing. I obviously feel super inspired. I'm a writer that like I have to be living it to be able to write it, or like going through it to be able to write it. I don't really write all the time. And so we're writing and just kind of figuring it out, but I'll definitely be releasing something, another song by the end of the year, and it'll be a project. I just don't know if it's an EP or a full record.
Yeah. And what, like, to a music fan, EP versus record, like, what's the difference? Because to me, it's like, it's a full project with multiple songs. It's an album.
Totally. Yeah. I think it's less time, I guess, to fill. For me, especially, it's like if I have to fill 12 to 13 songs, I want them to be really, like, it takes me a minute versus 5 to 7 or 8.
Is it uncomfortable to? Is it a two-part question? Do you feel pressure / is it uncomfortable as you're writing new music to be like, well, here's what's going on in my life. How does it transition to what I'm doing here? Or are you like, I'm just making the music that pops in my head at the time?
I feel like I've.
That was like 3 questions. I
know.
apologize.
I'm like,
you got.
Okay, let me think.
Just grab one and go.
I feel like I've built my career on writing what I know.
Yeah.
Not doing anything different than just writing what I know and trying not to overthink that.
You've done a good job at that. Again, CMA Awards coming in November. Now, I have them in front of me. If you
should just read them for me one more time.
New Artist of the Year. Hang on, let me go. And the nominations are, I don't have the other people in the categories, so you're winning them all in my book.
Yes.
New Artist of the Year, Song of the Year, Music Video, and Musical Event. Musical Event is what?
Is like collaboration.
Okay. Dear CMAs. Music. Which one would mean more to you?
New artist.
You only got one shot at that, really, right? The other ones you can win 10 times over. New artists is like there's a time window.
To me, I look back at everybody who's won New Artist of the Year. I always looked at that, and I feel like that's the industry really giving you like almost a nod of we approve what you're doing and we want to see you down the road. Like I said.
Oh, I felt you saying that.
I want that so bad.
Well,
that's what I want.
Throw it out there in the universe.
I'm throwing it out there.
Make it happen.
New Artist of the Year, that's what I want.
Well, it's like you're almost like the valedictorian of the class.
Totally.
That's up there.
Yep.
That's crazy. What have you not done yet that is still like bucket list? I mean, outside like headlining tour, headline, something like Stagecoach, CMA Fest, whatever.
A lot. I mean, I would love to win a CMA.
It's
just
fine.
saying. Getting to perform on an award show.
That's gotta.
Might be. I don't know.
She's like, I can't talk.
I don't know. I mean, that would be cool.
If somebody got to do that.
If somebody got to do
end
that
of the year,
before the end of the year, that would be.
November,
I would enjoy
whenever.
that. I would enjoy that.
Yeah.
Also, Grand Ole Opry member. Want that really bad.
I mean, you've been there a lot.
I know.
And actually, I think I have something celebrating like your 25th or something like that.
Well, I just did my 76th. Yeah, I know.
I'll tell you what. They get till 79 before I just start etching your name in the building.
I'm like, y'all can't let me get to 100 and not.
Like that. Come on.
I mean, that's something that I want. They know that. I'm there all the time.
Is that like the king of the mountain? Is the Opry member?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like childhood dream. To me, still forever, I will believe that the Grand Ole Opry is the ultimate like country music family. I actually just did an interview. I interviewed Bill Anderson and Jeannie Seeley. And, he's about to celebrate 60 years on the Opry. He was the youngest Opry member at 23 years old. Jeannie's, she just celebrated 53 years. And it's like, I want to be in that family.
You're about to play there, right? Or did you just play there?
I just played. I'm actually hosting the live thing this weekend. So
yeah,
I'm all around it. I'm here.
Does that count as another Opry appearance?
No. No, I'm not on stage. I'm not performing. I'm just hosting.
That's a pretty big deal, though.
I'm excited. Yeah. They know.
So away from like serious music stuff, what are you doing downtime wise? Like, are you still trying to knit or with the crochet?
No. I talked about trying to knit a scarf, guys, and it just really looked horrible. I've fixed up my house quite a bit. I've lived in my house for 5 years and never did anything. So I did a back patio. I turned my guest bedroom into a closet. That was super fun.
Isn't that awesome to own a house and do stuff to it?
I'm about to rip up the linoleum tile in my kitchen. Two of my band members are really handy, so they've done all this stuff with me. I got a dog. That's been.
Isn't dog life dogs are the best?
I don't know what I would do without her. She's been my lifesaver. So she's awesome and keeps me busy. And I mean, I've enjoyed this time just to kind of completely focus on music. And also, I know it sounds stupid, but when you're a traveling musician, you like lose touch with family, you lose touch with friends. And I know it's like the pandemic, so I'm not going out like all the time, but
Yeah.
I have been able to like reconnect with friends and reconnect with family and just kind of have a little bit of normalcy for a minute.
Well, and speaking of the pandemic, do I have mine here? No, it's over there. Are you coordinating masks? Like some people are treating masks
Like an outfit?
like an outfit. We talked to somebody the other day, and it's like, they're like, oh, it's just like this dirty piece of cloth I put over my face. But then there's some people that are like, well, cheetah print matches my boots.
Ooh.
This matches this. Are you that far yet or no?
I'm not that far, but I do have I have the mask that goes to the gym with me. I have the grocery store mask. I have
the grocery store mask.
the like going to dinner mask. And then I have like my mom has COPD, so I have like the massive like just like the most bulletproof masks to go to her house. Like I look like a scary like I don't know Ghostbuster. Got that one. So
You know what we need to get you is they sell it downstairs here. It's called the sippy mask, where it has a little window that you open like this, sip a beverage, close it.
no, it does not. I definitely need that.
100%.
You know
Adrian,
I need
we'll show
that.
you when we get out of here.
I'll have to go get one.
Well, listen, I got it, lady.
Give me one.
We'll make it happen.
Give me one.
We're gonna start that collection out. Who are you listening to musically? And that's like such a hard question because there's so many great artists out there. And actually, let me go this way first. There's so many people are creating right now, and they're sharing. I think it was Eric Church was like 24 songs in 24 days. Thomas Rhett's written like 40. Do you feel pressured now hearing like other artists doing stuff? You're like, oh well, I mean, I'm doing that, but like, can I take some time off too?
No, I don't. I think everybody has a different way of handling their brand or their social media. But I feel like I'm trying to get a little bit more bold about, because of this time where there are no rules as to how we're doing this.
Hence the random demo coming out.
Yeah, so I just was like, you know what? I'm really proud of this demo. And I can't say that I am not going to just, with other people's approval, make sure I'm not going to just like release it. But there's a part of me that's like, that got so much. I talked to my manager and I was like, why can't we just release this demo and let fans have it? Because they loved it. Like, if I know it's not like, has to be on my project. You know what I mean? Like, songs are songs, and there are a lot of songs that people never even get to see that are great songs. And so I'm just like kind of messing with that and just playing different things live. I really love how Luke puts out music. He tests songs out on social media. Why not? Try it. See what happens.
If you, like, can you just pop on Facebook Live and be like, no one's ever heard this before? Boom.
I actually just did that and thought possibly I was going to get in trouble.
Did
Maybe no one saw it. No. That then somebody reposted it and I was like, oops. But it's like, it's a way to me now see if fans like something. And it's not, it's not like you have the whole song out, but I think it's kind of a cool way to test and engage, and it gets fans more excited about what's to come, because we don't live in a world anymore where it's like, I mean, I used to stand at Media Play at midnight and wait for like Shania Twain records and the Chicks and all that stuff. And it's just not that way anymore. So kind of like take them along on the ride and let them help pick things with you.
I used to wait in line to buy wrestling tickets when they were. So it's kind of, we're the same person.
We're totally the same.
Are there artists that people don't know names yet that are out there like, hey, you should also discover this person that you have bumped into in a writing session or saw somewhere? A friend was like, hey, this is my guy, is so awesome.
I feel like I'm going to mess his name up. There's a few. He just signed with Luke.
Okay.
His name is Jacob Kutz, I think.
Okay.
Kutz. He's amazing. He'll be a star.
Yeah.
I love him. I actually just saw him play, and he was just really good. I feel like a lot of people know her, but maybe some don't. Haley Witters.
Okay.
She's amazing. I think she just is an incredible artist. I actually really love Priscilla Block. She's a new artist. She has a new song out. she kind of went viral on TikTok, but I love what she represents, and I love her energy, and so she's another one that I would say go listen to.
Look at.
Oh my God, I got a mask.
That's
and
the
it's
sippy
cheetah!
one. Oh, look at
Sorry,
that.
I love cheetah print.
I didn't even know that.
This is so exciting. Now this is gonna be my everything mask.
And like you would go somewhere and leave presents and sign them. We're gonna sign that for you.
Oh my God, sign it. Just sign
That'd be the
straight
worst
across
part.
the little like mouth part. Be great.
Was it surprising to see fans like freak out? Because it wasn't like, oh, cool. Like I saw after you shared the demo, like people went bananas.
Yeah, I mean yes. Again, I didn't overthink that. I sang that demo in a closet, like during quarantine, and they loved it. And I think everybody has a different way of approaching being an artist. Mine happens to be just like super honest and real and like raw, and I think that's about as raw and honest and real as you can get.
Is that scary or therapeutic? I mean, because obviously I don't want to say you don't have a choice, but like whether you like it or not, like you live out loud sometimes, even when you don't want to. So is it scary to be like, or is it therapeutic to be like, well, you know this about me, so here's a song?
I mean, I'm really trying to just be unapologetically me and not overthink it and just do what I do, which I can only write and create music that is my story.
That's so awesome. So a lot of people are looking forward to things that are happening the rest of the year. Mm-hmm. We're starting to see live music return, whether it's a live stream or socially distanced or whatever. What's something you're looking forward to, or even in 2021, like it's going to be the year of blank?
Getting back out on the road. That would be nice. I mean, just hopefully being able to start. I realize that 2021 will probably not look like my 2019 as far as traveling, but I would like for it to look a little bit more like 2019 instead of 2020. I miss it. I miss being on the road. I miss being with my band. I miss playing shows. That's where I find truly my happiness.
Well, you don't, as a music fan, you don't think about it as much as through the artist's eyes, because we talked to John Bon Jovi not long ago, but he was like, he had done this virtual performance with the band right after he put the song out with Jennifer Nettles. And he was like, it's cool, like the band is playing, but like this, I didn't like it at all. Mm-hmm. He's like, not to say like it wasn't nice to play, but he's like, I need to look in someone's eyes that's singing the song right back to me to like feel purpose in what I do. He goes, because singing to a camera in an empty room doesn't do that.
You miss the connection. We've done a few live shows, and I even will say, please message in the comments, like, tell me what you're thinking so that I can imagine what you look like during this show. Like, just talk to me, please. And, at the end, it's like, it's not that I need the validation of like, oh, we thought this was really good. But there's something about music that is a connection between you and your audience. And it's awkward to just play for what you feel like is no one.
Well, and I'll tell you, like, you have come such a long way in a short amount of time. I mean, you rattled off a little while ago, like, oh, this and this, and I did this and this. And, like, there's people that have done this 10 years that haven't gone top 30 once, right? And not that, like, obviously you appreciate every step of the way, right? That's not what I'm saying. But, like, you've already done so much, and, like, you just got out of the cannon, and you've already done that stuff. So I'm excited to see whatever is next for you.
Thank you.
And don't, like, now here's the deal. You get that CMA win, and then all of a sudden you're on to, Female of the Year, Entertainer of the Year, and all this. You're headlining the award show. Don't be all like, oh, I can't make it down to Jason Aldean.
I'm gonna be like,
busy.
who is Wayne?
Who are you?
Who's Wayne?
Who are
I'm
you?
not
The
sure.
artist formerly known as. I appreciate you, and I mean, it's as a friend, I love you, and I'm so excited to see what things are doing.
Thank you.
Thank you.